Hey everyone, I'm Lauren Fleming, founder of Him Supportwear, and today I'm excited to introduce you to Liz Christenbury, the founder of GymNet. Liz brings over 13 years of experience working with technology and healthcare, and she's taken that expertise to create GymNet, an app that makes it simple to live an active lifestyle by connecting people with personal trainers in just a few clicks. Beyond her work in tech and entrepreneurship, lives in Atlanta with her husband and their two dogs, and she loves traveling and exploring the local food scene. I can't wait for you to hear her story. Hey, everybody, today we've got Liz Christenbury, and I'm so excited to have you talk with us today so we can learn more about you and what you're working on. If you'd like to start, I'd love to hear a little bit more about your background and the path that led you to founding GymNet.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for having me. So I grew up as an active kid going to summer camp. I was on the track and swim team in high school, and the coaches that I worked with were just super helpful in helping me improve my performance and my form. And I was inspired to create GymNet a few years ago after hearing about a friend who invested a lot in his home gym and actually hosted some traveling Olympians during COVID. And I realized that there isn't really a single app out there that folks can use to book really any kind of fitness experience, whether that is, a souped up home gym or a personal training session or a boutique fitness class. And so that's our mission. It's to make it easier for people to live an active lifestyle and really be that kind of Uber or Airbnb for fitness experiences. So my career in technology has been really valuable to me as a technical founder in getting GymNet up and running.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. I bet. I think it makes a lot of sense, like to see that where, yeah, there's just not that holistic, like look into that. So I'm excited for the solution that you're building.
Yeah, thank you.
So I know, fitness can feel very like personal and emotional. Will you talk to us a little bit about like what your relationship with movement has looked like over the years, especially as a woman?
Yeah, for sure. So I am a bit of a competitive person, and sometimes I can be a little bit of a perfectionist too. So um, it's tough. I'd like to say that I wake up at 5 and do an hour of cardio and like start my day that way, but I am not that person. Um, but props to those who successfully schedule their lives like that. I am very impressed. But I like to be active and do exercises that just really enable me to do things that I love, whether that's hiking or traveling or like running a 5K or taking my dog for a walk. Um, and really being part of a team is helpful for me or having someone to be accountable with. It's really helpful for me to just tell my husband the night before, like, I want to do a Peloton tomorrow, and then he'll follow up. And, so accountability is a huge factor for me. Um, and then like as a woman, I would say like there's all this external pressure. I'm sure you have observed this too, especially from social media and like our culture just viewing women in a certain way, viewing fitness as a woman in a certain way. But I think what's helpful for me is just to focus on how I feel and how fitness makes me feel after a workout and try to really prioritize and focus on that aspect and try to not so focus on stereotypes and, being a certain size. So,
No, that's great. Thanks. And kind of along those lines, I know in launching GymNet, there's a clear mission around accessibility. Will you talk to us about why that value is so central to you and how you see it shaping the wellness space more broadly?
yeah, of course. So, there's so many barriers to accessing high quality workouts today for really many people. Whether that's a monetary barrier, whether that's um, a transportation barrier, there's membership fees, and there's a lot in that goes into like how gyms and studios craft their offerings that balance revenue, safety, commitment, that sort of thing. But our focus is making it as easy as possible for folks to engage with professionals and access those high quality experiences. And GymNet clients don't have to pay to use our app. They simply book per session and enjoy the workout, whether that's virtually in the app on video or in person. So we're just trying to remove as many barriers as possible there.
Right. Yeah, I think that a lot of people can relate to those, different things that you were listing because it can, for one reason or another, just feel really challenging at times. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I'd like to talk about GymNet's focus on women's wellness. What gaps do you see in the traditional fitness spaces for women, especially those navigating postpartum, pelvic health, or simply trying to reconnect with their bodies?
Yeah. So I am not a mother myself. I do want children someday. But a lot of my friends and family are moms, and they've shared a lot of the challenges and experiences they've been through. And what I've learned is there's so much that women may not know until they're actually in it and experiencing it, whether that's childbirth, whether that's nursing. And every woman's experience is unique. Um, but we're strong people, right? And we deserve the best to take care of our bodies. And I'd love to see more spaces that have a more realistic lens on women's experience and prioritize really just meeting people where they are. And that's one reason why we have our built-in video capability on GymNet. Like, did your babysitter just cancel? You still want to get in
Right.
that workout? Like, just hop on the video and work with your trainer that way and get your workout in. We also offer custom bundles that trainers can package up for their clients. Like, it may not work out that you need the standard package with them like 4 times a month. They can craft your own personalized bundle so
Well,
that you can
right.
really get as much value out of that as you need. So we love giving trainers and our clients the tools to make their experience hyper personalized.
Yeah, that's great. Because I feel like, yeah, it's like so often it's like the models are like more of a one size fits all. So I think that customizability is like really nice in the sense that you can tailor it to each person's unique needs, and then the trainers, unique situations as well. So I think that that's a great component of it for sure. What advice would you give to somebody that wants to be active but feels discouraged, whether it's because of like certain symptoms that they have, body changes, or simply feeling out of place in a gym?
Yeah, great question. One thing that my therapist has shared with me that has been super helpful is to kind of imagine what I would say to myself if I weren't myself, if I were a friend. And that helps me just give myself more grace and kindness. Um, and as a perfectionist, like it's good to remember like perfection is the opposite of progress. So take that first step and just be really proud of yourself for taking that first step and getting into something. As moms, like y'all have brought life into the world with your amazing and strong bodies. So you have a lot to be proud of. And if you're not doing a certain movement, that is totally fine. Do what works for you. Like do a slight adjustment. I have a family member who's getting back into exercise, and right now they're swimming half the length of the pool and then walking the second half. And that's great. They're
Yeah.
swimming. Like they're getting into it, they're exercising. So I would say don't be afraid of failing. Just be proud of yourself for getting into it and doing what you can.
Yeah, I really love that because I feel like one of the things like that I've experienced after having kids, and then I know just a lot of people in general, whether it's because of an injury from having kids or all kinds of things that kind of like change the trajectory that you were on, or maybe you just want a trajectory change. Like it feels like it has to be all or nothing, or perfection over progress. And so I definitely had to go through that mindset shift of like little bits add up like over a long time. And if you can't get the 45-minute workout in for whatever reason, like 10 minutes makes a difference. And then modifying is helpful if you can go longer. And I think it's easy to see all of these things of people just doing so much and it's amazing, but just stepping back and doing like those, what makes it manageable. And to your point about stepping into the role of your friend, I do think people are a lot harder on themselves than they would be on their friends. And so I love that mindset shift and framing exercise because I could see where that would be very beneficial.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Completely agree.
Um, so with building GymNet, this is you're really building something that helps people take that first step. What stories have stuck with you from people who have found confidence through your platform?
Yeah, so one recent review really sticks out with me. There's a trainer in Chicago. His name is Saran Harrison. He's actually an MMA fighter, but does
Oh, cool.
personal training on the side and works with a wide range of clients. But he's so passionate about what he does and really puts 100% into his clients, and that really shows through the reviews that he gets. Um, he's super motivating, very detail oriented when it comes to adjustments and adds in variety. And one of his clients just like couldn't highlight enough just how motivating he is and how much they got out of the session. And so like hearing stories like that really makes my day. Just seeing how passionate the fitness professionals are and what they do and like helping their clients day in, day out. Even if, they're professionals and they're just so passionate about helping any and every client they're working with.
Amazing. I love hearing that. So I also like to highlight founders, who really are bringing heart into their work. What part of building this business has challenged you the most, and then also what's really excited you and lit you up the most?
Yeah, I'd say the most challenging part is just having only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
There's so much that can be done and so much to focus on. So I try to really prioritize, what's most important day to day and not get spread too thin. Um, and I'd say like the feedback and support that I've gotten from other women founders, especially, has been really encouraging. Seeing that I'm not the only one struggling with, SEO, for example,
Yeah.
or, just being able to connect on similar topics and learn from other successful women has been really awesome.
Yeah, great. I love to hear. I know time is one of those. I'm kind of a nerd, so I've like even since in my 20s have been like love to read books like I forget, oh, I Know How She Does It. And it's all about like time and like how you structure your day. And I actually just started Time Smart. So it's one of those things where I feel like I'll fluctuate and kind of revisit like what are those, best practices for making sure I'm protecting my time and like making the most of my day. And I don't know. It's something that's just so interesting and definitely like as a founder and juggling different things is top of mind, I think, for lots of folks.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd love to hear what self-care or movement looks like for you these days as you're juggling or balancing, being a founder, your personal life, and all the different hats that you wear.
Yeah, so I love to jog, be outside. We also have a Peloton, which is super convenient
Yeah.
for working at home. Um, I do work from home most days, so it's great to just like get a break in between calls
Yeah.
and take care of myself in that way. So I'm really grateful for that. And then from a founder perspective, I see self-care as just like sleeping, taking breaks, stepping away, there's so much work to be done, but I think just focusing on yourself as a person is really important too. And then also leaning into others who are experts in what they do. So I love a good challenge and I love learning new things and new skills, but the experts in my circle are just amazing at what they do. So really knowing when to lean into others to support you is super helpful.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think especially, I think it's probably more true for women too. Like it's hard to know sometimes what we have this tendency to kind of want to do it all and not ask for help. I know that that's at least a more common theme. It's not everybody's like that, but I think it's great to hear about like having that trusted circle of experts and knowing when to reach out to them and not because it can yeah like it's like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like people have already done it and let's tap into the knowledge that they bring and it can just help you, be better and kind of move more quickly to the other things. So yeah, I think that's an important message for folks to hear.
100%. Yes.
Um, so as we all know, community, really matters in wellness. What does a supportive, inclusive fitness community look like to you?
So I have over my desk a picture of my summer camp when I was in high school. And I think whenever I think about a supportive, inclusive community, I like to think back to summer camp because it was an all girls camp, no boys or outside distractions. And I really would love to just see the fitness community in that similar way. Not necessarily just women only, but just a
Sure.
place where you can be yourself and you're
Yeah.
really just caring about those other people almost as friends, uh, and finding ways to support one another. So just a judgment-free zone, loving on one another, supporting one another. I think that's probably the ideal state that I would see.
Yeah. Love that. What's your hope for the future of GymNet and for the wellness industry overall, especially as it comes to how we support, women's bodies or just people's bodies in general, at every stage of their life?
I see GymNet as being a place where people go when they want to be active and they want to push themselves and branch out. I'd say a lot of people feel overwhelmed when they start to set a goal when it comes to fitness, not knowing where to start, not knowing how to find out more information, not knowing where to go. And we want to change that so that with GymNet, that's what folks use to achieve that goal. And I'd say my hope for the wellness industry overall is when it comes to women's bodies, is for more brands to emerge that have such a genuine focus on helping women get the most out
Yeah.
of life. There are a lot of companies out there that see women as almost like a niche market opportunity for
Right.
products that don't always bring a lot of value.
Mm.
And so that's what I love what y'all are doing at Him is solving a real problem, with products that are effective and help women get more out of their life day to day. So I'd love to see more of that, just genuine missions and products that help women have a better life.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's so important because it's like there are a lot of companies where it's almost like empty promises wrapped in like nice packaging. And it's very frustrating as a woman and a consumer because you have like real problems and needs that you want to solve and you're putting your hard-earned money after them. And it makes it hard as a consumer to be trusting then of like all the different companies. And you're having to do all this extra like legwork of like, is it a legitimate company? Is it really going to solve my problem? And it's like, God, it would be nice to just like see it and trust, that it's doing what it says it should do, and you can move on. But yeah, hopefully more and more brands shift in that direction, because I think it's really important for all of us.
Yeah, totally
So for the
agree.
folks who are listening, who want to get involved, whether they're a trainer, gym owner, or somebody who's passionate about accessible fitness, how can they support your mission or be a part of your community?
Yeah, please reach out. Take GymNet for a spin. Sign up. If you're not booking, give us feedback. Uh, we want to connect with you, and I love connecting with people to see how we can support one another. Feel free to email me directly or connect on LinkedIn. But please reach out and get involved. We're excited
Perfect.
to
Yeah. And
connect with you.
we'll put all the contact information along with this video so that folks can have website, email, LinkedIn, all those kinds of things.
Awesome.
Great. Is there anything else, Liz, that you'd like to leave us with as we wrap up?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's been great to chat, and I'm just excited to see how the fitness industry and the wellness industry evolve over time. And we're just so grateful to be a part of that. So, yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
same. And we're excited to see solutions like yours come because I think it just everything like that helps everybody involved, be lifted up and in so many more ways than one. So we're excited that we could talk with you today and learn more about your work.
Thank you.